Hi, I'm Mackenzie. Welcome to my channel. Today is grocery shopping day. I'm going to be starting out my grocery shopping at Aldi, and then I will run into Walmart for any stragglers. Here's my list today. My list. There's also a little bit on the back. At the top of my list, I always like to include the recipes that I'm going to be making this week. It's just information that I like to have handy as I'm grocery shopping. So on the list for this week is black bean tortas, cucumber chickpea salad, that's a new recipe, slow cooker lentil tacos, and chickpea coconut curry. The lentil tacos are another new recipe. Slow cooker vegetable soup and slow cooker vegetarian chili, those are both also new recipes. And that's about it. So it seems kind of risky to be making so many new recipes all in 1 week, because what if we don't like them? But I'm trying it anyway. We are in busy fall sports season, and I just need some like quick and easy recipes, like dump and bake recipes or crock pot recipes, so that we can either have dinner ready for us already when we get home, or it's quick and easy to prepare once we get home, because it's a lot of late nights. So let's head into Aldi and get started. The first aisle in Aldi is always crackers and bread, so I grabbed some crackers for snacks, some chips to go with sandwiches and tortas. I haven't tried this bread before, but I thought it looked good to go with soup or for paninis and sandwiches, so I grabbed a couple loaves of that. And then this Italian bread that's just one of our favorites to make garlic bread with, and a loaf of regular bread for sandwiches and toast. Moving on to the produce section, I needed cilantro for chili and tacos, mint for the cucumber chickpea salad, and parsley for the vegetable soup. I grabbed 2 heads of cauliflower. This is for roasting, just for a side dish. Carrots are for salads and the soup recipe. Cucumbers are for the cucumber chickpea salad. And the cucumbers and carrots are both also for dipping in hummus too. Lettuce is for salad and sandwiches. The bananas are just for me to snack on. Eggs are just a staple to have in the fridge for breakfast and also for muffins and things like that. Half a gallon of whole milk. If I buy a whole gallon, it goes bad. If I buy a half gallon, it doesn't last very long at all. We also like to have almond milk available for smoothies and cereal. I need 8 onions for my recipes this week, so I grabbed a bag. Celery is for the vegetable soup recipe. I need 2 red bell peppers and 2 jalapenos for the chili recipe, so this will be plenty. The green bell peppers are for salads and tacos. Now moving into the next aisle over, I grabbed toilet paper. We always get this 1,000 sheet one because it was recommended by our septic guy. And for paper towels, I just always get the cheap ones. I feel like they kind of get wasted around here anyway. Ketchup, because we go through so much of it. And pickles, same thing. I also got a jar of pickle spears. What can I say? We like pickles. Croutons for salads. Ramen is a quick and easy snack for the kids to make for themselves. And tortilla chips are also just for snacking. I need salsa for the lentil tacos recipe, and what I don't use, they will snack on. This was my first impulse buy of the day. I was walking by and just thought, those look like quick and easy snacks. I need 1 can of diced tomatoes for the vegetable soup and 4 for the chili. And I need 7 cans of chickpeas for the cucumber chickpea salad and the chickpea coconut curry. Then 4 cans of black beans are for the black bean tortas. And 4 cans of chili beans for the chili, of course. With that, I was ready to move on to the baking aisle. I needed a couple of pantry staples that I was out of, so powdered sugar and brown sugar. And also a can of nonstick baking spray. I call these Ziploc bags, even though I know Ziploc is a brand and these are technically just storage bags. But I was running low on both the quart and gallon size. I also grabbed plastic wrap in this aisle, and then I moved on to dairy. I grabbed some string cheese for on-the-go snacks and lunches, cheddar slices for sandwiches, and blocks of cheddar to shred to eat with tacos and chili and salads. Also grabbed some sliced turkey for sandwiches. Next up was yogurt for smoothies. I could not remember what kind I bought last time that the kids liked, so I took my best guess. And that's everything I'm getting at Aldi. Here's my full cart. I'm ready to check out. I'm curious to know if all of you have self-checkouts at your Aldi, and if so, do you use them and do you like them? When they first installed them at our store, I wasn't a fan, but I've realized now that I really like being able to scan and bag all in one step and not have to bag separately later. There's my total on the screen, $137.73. I just wanted to mention here that in addition to all the recipes that I listed back at the beginning of this video, I always like to have stuff on hand for salads and sandwiches. That way when I don't have time to cook, or it's too hot in the house to have the oven going, or maybe someone doesn't like what I made for dinner, there's always salads and sandwiches as an alternative. I thought that went really well in Aldi today. I thought the $137 was quite reasonable for that full cart of groceries. I did decide to save all of the frozen stuff for Walmart because it's pretty warm out today. So I know that my amount at Walmart is going to be high just because of all of that frozen stuff that I have to get. So I'm going to eat my banana snack now and head over to Walmart. I'm starting off in Walmart with avocados. They are definitely not ripe, but I need 6 of them anyway for tortas, cucumber chickpea salad, tacos, chili, and for regular salads. Next on my list was limes. I just need 2 of them for the tortas. And I needed some lemons to juice for the vegetable soup. And I just needed 1 red onion for the slow cooker lentil tacos. I really like to use Scan and Go at Walmart. That requires getting weights for some of the produce and then scanning the little barcode on the screen. Everyone in our house really likes these sub rolls for those sandwiches that I was talking about before. So I grabbed a couple bags and a bottle of my favorite dairy-free ranch and also a bottle of regular ranch. And this has me wondering, what is your favorite brand of ranch dressing? Next up, I grabbed 2 cans of black olives for salads and sandwiches, and 3 cans of coconut milk for the tortas and the curry. Muffins make such a good grab-and-go snack or quick breakfast. Sometimes I do homemade ones, and sometimes I buy these mixes. Today I decided on lemon poppy seed, blueberry, and chocolate chip. And then I also needed some cupcake liners to go with the muffin mix. This aisle, I also need pine nuts for the chickpea cucumber salad. Oyster crackers are of course for soup and chili, a couple bags of those. And Fritos for chili. I always get the scoops because they are the only ones that come in party size. Some of the kids really like this queso blanco dip, so I got that for them to eat with tortilla chips. And next up was soda, or pop, or whatever you want to call it. As you can see, I have 0 brand preference. I buy whatever's cheapest or on sale. On this day, the Pepsi bottles were cheaper than the Coke bottles. The Coke cans were cheaper than the Pepsi cans. At this point, I decided to go and get everything I needed from the rest of the store before going back to get the frozen foods that I needed. Maddie was working on repurposing an old shelf that we have, and she wanted some spray paint, so I let her pick out 4 colors. She liked this green, orange, blue, and pink combination, and I think it's cute. Then I headed to the pet supplies section to grab cat food. In one of my recent vlogs, you saw me feeding the cats raw food, but I ran out of the meat completer and I just don't have it in my budget to reorder right now. So in the meantime, they're getting canned. Now I'm back to the frozen section. I got a couple bags of wild nuggies and a couple bags of the regular Morningstar Farms chicken nuggets, and also a couple of the buffalo chicken nuggets. Frozen corn is for the vegetable soup recipe. Peas are just because I like to snack on them and add them to salads. And frozen green beans are also for the soup recipe. We go through a lot of frozen fruit for smoothies. This fruit salad blend is one of our favorites, so I got a couple bags of that. The kids also really like the strawberry banana mix, so I got a bag of that. I grabbed a box of bagel bites for the kids to snack on. They really like these. This box will only last a day or two at our house. For frozen fries this time, I decided to get the Checkers Rallies ones. There are so many choices. And that was everything at Walmart. Since I used Scan and Go, I was bagging as I shopped. So here's my cart, all ready to head to the checkout. Unfortunately, even with Scan and Go, you still have to stop at a self-checkout to pay. I really wish they could make it so that we could skip the line altogether. But one of the reasons that I really like to use it is that you can see your total adding up as you're shopping. So here's my whole cart, as you can see, everything that I had. There's the spray paint and the soda and everything else. You can also see my total right there at the bottom, $219.64. I was out of room in the trunk area, so this all had to go in the back seat. That's it. I'm all done for the day. My grand total between Walmart and Aldi was $357. I really think that's not too bad. We have 6 people in our household now for daily meals. And if I can keep it under $400 with pet food, and I even had the spray paint in there today. So yeah, $357, that is a success, I think. Thank you so much for shopping with me today. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.